Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Show your latest forecast on a Wednesday. This week, warm to hot and humid and multiple chances of rain where heavy and excessive rain and flash flooding is possible. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Never drive through any flooded roadways if you encounter that. Had a high of 84, low at 70, generally warmer than average, especially for the low in Charleston yesterday. Picked up a half-inch of rain yesterday in Charleston, and western areas of the state have already recorded some very heavy rain for the morning. Some areas already an inch to an inch and a half of rain. Some flash flood warnings listed in western areas of the state already for the morning. Marginal risks of isolated severe storms here and there, damaging winds and some large hail. We have a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow where scattered severe storms are potentially possible, especially for damaging winds, but some large hail possible. And over the next 5 days, this rainfall accumulation graphic still showing moderate to heavy amounts of rain and locally higher amounts as well. What the radar may look like at 1 p.m. Rainfall here associated with a trough over or just east of Appalachia too. We're in the warm sector of things, so there will be some elevated heat and humidity until a cold front slams into our hot and humid air mass sometime around Friday night. So multiple chances and likely chances of showers and storms. Flies here to the forecast. It starts at home. Plenty of cities in here have some concerns with heat and storms in here too. Orlando near 91 today, 91 in Chicago. From Panhandle to Panhandle, chance of showers and storms, some isolated severe weather a possibility. To the east, 70s, 80s, some near 90s in lower elevations. From east to west, generally in the ranks of the 80s, be mindful of rain and storms. And to the south, we already had some flash flood warnings impact areas of western portions of the state. Chance of showers and storms today and tomorrow, 92, heat index near 100, likely on Friday, and some occasional passing showers and lower temps next week.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour. It's Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. And your calls and texts, that's what we're waiting on at that time. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Welcome into the show. It is Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Again, we'll get to your phone calls and texts at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. You can text me 304-TALK-304. Anything that happens to be on your mind, we'll entertain it coming up at the top of the hour. We are, whatever's on your mind, we will discuss it. We are efforting our guest right now, who is a gentleman by the name of Matthew Williams, and he is a Medal of Honor recipient and a veterans health advocate, and he's got a very unique story. He lost his best friend and a fellow service member to lung cancer at the age of 41, and he has pretty much made it his life's work, if you will, to try to speak to other veterans about taking care of not only services that are available, but also the act of the veterans taking care of themselves, because sometimes that's a big part of it as well. So he's a distinguished military veteran, and looking forward to talking to him. So we are efforting that right now. I think we're going to try to call the people that set that up, Ryan. I think that's what we're going to try to do to see if we can somehow. The guy that set it up for us says on it right now. I got a text for him, so he's on it. So we'll try to get Matthew Williams here on the air with us here momentarily. Metro News Midday is heard all over the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like our flagship here in Charleston, WCHS, WJLS in Beckley, WDNE in Elkins, WKMC Clarksburg, WVW Logan, WKLP Kaiser, WAJR in Morgantown, WEP in Martinsburg, WKKX and WVLY in Wheeling, and WSLW in White Sulphur Springs. Do want to remind you, we have this West Virginia Scholar Program that we are very, very happy to take part in. We team up with West Virginia Wesleyan on this, and pretty much high school juniors from all across the state of West Virginia. You've heard us talking about the program over the last several months, have applied, and they were able to narrow it down. The people behind this able to, along with our staff, able to narrow it down to about 15 finalists, and now they are in need of your help. You can go to wvmetronews.com and you can vote for your favorite finalist. And you can help to determine who's going to win that full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. And when I say a full scholarship, I mean everything. It includes room, board, tuition, and fees. Simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on that Vote Now button, and you can cast your vote. Here's the timing thing, though. You have until the 14th to do this. So Flag Day, easy to remember, basically what we're saying is change the life of a West Virginia student and their family forever. The Scholar Program would not be possible if it weren't for folks like the West Virginia Hospital Association, by Greer Industries, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Friends of Coal, Metro News, and the Voice of West Virginia. We're proud to be a part of that as well. So again, go to the website, wvmetronews.com. I think we have Matt Williams, and he's with us right now. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. How's it going?
Do you prefer Matt or Matthew? I want to ask you that.
Oh, I appreciate it. Matt's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, all right. First of all, let me say thank you for your service, sir. Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So give us a little bit of your background. You're a Medal of Honor recipient, and you've kind of made it your work now to urge other veterans to take care of themselves and to work on services related to veterans. But let's talk about your service, if you don't mind, sir. Talk about your time in the military as best you feel comfortable with.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the opportunity. So I joined the Army in 2005, just shortly after 9/11 happened. I was in college and I found a path in the United States Army Special Forces via what's called an 18 X-ray program. Unfortunately, I was very successful. I was successful enough to get selected and try my hand at being a Green Beret and made it through the course. And I spent about 20 years between 3rd Special Forces Group and our schoolhouse here in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And over my time, I was very fortunate to be on some excellent teams, meet some excellent people. I was awarded the Medal of Honor in 2019 for an action that took place on April 6, 2008. My team and I were charged with kill capture mission in the mountains of northeastern Afghanistan, where we were ambushed and took some casualties and finally made our way out of there with all Americans living. We brought everybody home with us, which is a good news story at the end of the day. But 10 years later, my medic, Ron Schur, and myself were upgraded from our Silver Stars to the Medal of Honor. And since then, it's given me a voice and an opportunity, and I've watched a lot of really good folks that I've known get diagnosed very late stage with life-ending cancers and other diagnoses just due to their service and come to toxic exposure, the things we've been exposed to, and just the things that we've done for our country. And so I became passionate about that and found the opportunity to speak about a few different things, specifically Guardant Health Shield Test, which is the first FDA-approved blood test to actually test early stage for colorectal cancer as a screening opportunity. And that kind of hit home to me because I've seen guys that have served overseas, Africa, Afghanistan, you name it, unfortunately pass away from colorectal cancer. And it's something that if screened and if found early, your survival chances skyrocket to 91%. Mm-hmm. However, if it's not found, unfortunately, you're sitting at a 13% survival rate. And so it's something I've really become passionate about. And along my journey, my Medal of Honor counterpart, my teammate, my friend, one of my best friends in the world, Ron Schur, was also diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and unfortunately left us too soon. And so it's just something that if I have the opportunity, I like to talk about it. I like to challenge veterans to take care of themselves for once where we're very used to taking care of our own equipment, working hard, putting our head down, and getting the mission done. But I implore everybody, take a minute for yourself, take a minute for your family, and get an opportunity to get screened if you can.
I could not agree with you more, and a couple of points and things that you said there. And by the way, I do want to say condolences on the loss of your friend. He was just 41. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a tragedy anytime you lose somebody close to you, especially at that young age of 41. But you're absolutely right. I mean, veterans are all about the mission. No matter what branch of military they're in, they're about the mission and getting it done, and without a lot of fanfare afterwards, for the most part. And I think what has happened is you said from a psychological standpoint, Matt, you're so concentrated on getting the mission done, taking care of those around you, that sometimes you don't take care of the most important person, and that's yourself.
Absolutely, and I want to make it known it's not a selfish thing to go have a conversation with your doctor. And I know it's scary, but you've done scarier things, right? And knowing is, we'll use a G.I. Joe quote while we're at it, right? Knowing is half the battle. I believe that was G.I. Joe. But get screened early, and there's something that can be done about it. Get screened late, and you find out too late, and your fate is sealed. And there's nothing you can do about it. So you owe it personally, frankly. You owe it to your friends. You owe it to your family. You owe it to yourself to take those opportunities, have those hard conversations with your medical team, your doctors, whoever, and get yourself looked after.
And you mentioned that Shield blood test, and this is something that I have been doing a little bit of reading on, and I think it was just like over the last week or so that this was Matt, was recommended as a screening option from the American Cancer Society. I guess they did some updating of their colorectal cancer guidelines, and that was just upgraded on the list of things, of the list of tests, or screening, I should say.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's very exciting news. For the American Cancer Society and the National Comprehensive Cancer Network, both to recommend Guardant Health as a screening opportunity, really shows a new line of thinking that we're looking for opportunities to attack screening as early as possible, and a simple blood test is about the easiest thing you could possibly do, in my opinion. Right? It can be done at a primary care doctor. It's as easy as a conversation and a blood draw that you're probably going to do anyway, to get your normal labs checked, and then you're out the door. And if nothing else, you have a little bit of peace of mind that you're taking care of yourself and you've done the right thing.
Well, and I can sort of relate to this. I'm certainly, I don't want to bring myself into this, but listeners of mine, Matt, have kind of followed my journey. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer earlier this year. And my story, though, goes back a couple of years when I was, as you said, going to a primary care physician and got my labs back. And they said, hey, Dave, your PSA level is really elevated. Yeah. And I said, okay. And I turned around and walked out and didn't do anything about it. And then the next year I went back and the doctor said, okay, my doctor's a pretty straight shooter. He said, okay, are you going to get serious about this now? Your number is even further elevated from what it was this time last year. Now it's time to get this taken, because I just couldn't find time. And so I started the treatment. I went through radiation treatment. Thankfully for me, it was relatively uneventful, and I got a clean bill of health last week. And the reason I bring my story into it to go along with what you're talking about here is it doesn't take a whole lot. It's a simple blood test. And disease and cancers like this, whether it's colorectal, whether it's prostate or whatever, are often called silent killers because frequently you have no symptoms. I had zero symptoms whatsoever. I had nothing except for the blood test. So my point is, and I loved what you said about working with veterans on this. Talking to veterans, you faced a whole lot more adversity than this. You can go get a blood test and you can get checked out because it's not about you, it's about other people as well.
Absolutely. I mean, if nothing else, take what the service has taught you and put everybody else first. Put your family first, put your teammates first, put your friends first, and go get yourself checked out. And it's great to hear that your journey is looking more positive. But as you learned, like you're your own best health advocate. When your doctor tells you something doesn't look right, ask that leading question. Ask him what that means and what can be done about it. The first office visit, so you don't need to take a second chance at it. I think that's another great lesson to put out there, that you're going to look after yourself better than anybody else. You just got to start doing it.
You talked to, I think, and again, we're talking with Matt Williams, Medal of Honor recipient and Veterans Health Advocate. Talk about expanding access to options that sometimes may, there are barriers in the way many times, and you're working through this. What are some of the barriers that some veterans face?
Yeah, of course. A lot of it, unfortunately, currently is just age requirements. Currently the cancer screening guidelines for colorectal cancer is 45. Unfortunately, we're finding guys that are getting diagnosed and severely diagnosed younger than that. That's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And with the other biggest hurdles are just, no one wants to take the time to go get a colonoscopy, get referred to get a colonoscopy, to go through the preparation that it takes. And, it sounds like this big daunting task. And that's where Guardant really stepped up and found an opportunity to break down those barriers and take the excuses away and give something to the masses that's easy to do. And really, there's just no reason not to. So if you meet the guidelines, you're 45 years old, and your doctor doesn't understand it, doesn't want to do it, doesn't think it's the right thing to do, just keep pushing on them, because you have that right as a patient to educate a little bit and let them know that this is something you'd like to get done, and appreciate they look into that for you and find an opportunity for you to get it done.
Tell me about some of the things that you have done in this field as far as talking to people. I mean, are you somebody that goes and speaks to like large groups of people? Do you do one-on-one? Because, you're an advocate for healthcare for veterans. What does that process look like? What are you doing?
This is a lot of it. I've found a great opportunity to just have these conversations when people have me, and I thank you so much for that, for you all. And I work with a couple other organizations that really focus on educating veterans, excuse me, the VA, et cetera, on some toxic exposures, and doing some really in-depth research to correlate some of the places that we've been with the disease states that we're seeing, to really provide that information, that data back to the VA and to TRICARE, really, so that we can pay attention to where veterans are going, how to screen them best, and how to actually take a hard look at their symptoms and correlate those things with the places that they've been, so that we can really deep dive into what they're presenting with and ensure that we're not missing any underlying issues, such as colorectal cancers, lung cancers. There's all kind of other different negative health outcomes that people are seeing just due to our service. And so I spend a good deal of my time, as much as I can, in that effort as well, with a couple different nonprofit organizations.
Do you have any like website information or social media you'd like to put out there for people can learn more? Maybe they can look into with some of the things you talked about.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Guardant Health is, they have their website available. It's very easy. Search Guardant Health, GUARDANT. It's a great resource. They have a lot of educational tools there for you, and they're on all the major social platforms as well. I'm not worth looking up, but you can Google me if you have time and feel like it, you're bored. But I'd start with Guardant first.
All right. Hey, Matt, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, and thank you so much for your service and for all of those. I'm very sorry about the loss of your best friend. You said passed at age 41 of lung cancer way too soon, but it sounds like you're doing a lot of things to try to spread the word, and God bless you for what you're doing, man. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, Dave. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely. 2:22. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Nothing but your calls and texts. 1-800-765-TALK. That is a phone number you can text. 304-TALK 304. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs and 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Welcome back to the show. 226 Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson are our producers today. Coming up on Friday, 1 o'clock hour. You know what that means. We put another lunch spot, dinner spot, dessert spot, bakery spot, whatever. If they got food, we want to talk to them. We call it the lunch spot, though, just because of the time of day it airs. We rely on you to tell us where we need to be eating. And again, it could be the finest restaurants, serving up some delicious steaks. I really don't need to start talking about food right now. It could be a place that's a bakery. It could be what we used to call, they used to call the greasy spoons. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be a truck stop, gas station. If they're serving food, we want to talk to them. We talked last week. Amanda was on assignment and it was in Martinsburg and talked to some great folks up there. And the week before that, I think we were down in the Grandview area, in the greater Beckley area, talking to the folks there. So where do we need to go next? Drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com. It's midday@wvmetronews.com. All we need from you is to just give us a little information about the restaurant, about the coffee shop, whatever it is. Just give us a little bit of information. If you can help us with the owner's name or the manager's name or somebody in particular to ask for, that always helps out. Again, drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com. You can reach out to either Amanda or myself on social media. AB is on a bit of a vacation now. She'll be back with us on Monday, so you might just want to send it to me. Dave Allen Radio on Facebook or at Dave870 on X, or you can always text us, 304-TALK-304. A bizarre story out of Logan County. Yesterday, troopers from the Logan Detachment, the West Virginia State Police, responded to assist the Sheriff's Department down there in attempting to apprehend this guy, 40-year-old Rex Hale of Peck's Mill. Shots fired incident in the community of Wilkinson. He was located at a residence at a place called Milkhouse Hollow Road, but had fled to a nearby barn, refused to cooperate. State Police special response team was called in. It was a pretty heady situation there for a while, and they were able to take him in without incident. He was found in possession, this is the scary part, body armor, blasting caps, AR-15, and a semi-automatic pistol. He was charged with terroristic threats, 4 counts of child negligence containing risk or injury, wearing body armor during commission of a felony, possession of explosive devices, 5 counts of wanton endangerment, prohibited person with a firearm, and conspiracy to commit a felony. There was also another person that was arrested and charged with 3 counts of obstructing, 4 counts of child neglect, creating risk or injury, and conspiracy to commit a felony. That investigation is continuing, a cooperative effort with the West Virginia State Police and also the Logan County Sheriff's Department. I'm going to go ahead and say we can scratch them off the wonderful West Virginians list. I think it's probably a safe bet. All right, coming up after the bottom of the hour, we'll get to your calls and texts, a little thing we like to call Open Line West Virginia. Whatever is on your mind, it's fair game to us. 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or you can text 304-TALK 304. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Dave Allen with you on a Wednesday afternoon. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. We will take a break and come back after this. And now we'll go to the Metro News.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
I'll show your latest forecast on a Wednesday. This week, warm to hot and humid, and multiple chances of rain where heavy and excessive rain and flash flooding is possible. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Never drive through any flooded roadways if you encounter that. Had a high of 84, low at 70, generally warmer than average, especially for the low in Charleston yesterday. Picked up a half-inch of rain yesterday in Charleston, and western areas of the state have already recorded some very heavy rain for the morning. Some areas already an inch and a half of rain. Some flash flood warnings listed in western areas of the state already for the morning. Marginal risks of isolated severe storms here and there, damaging winds and some large hail. We have a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow, where scattered severe storms are potentially possible, especially for damaging winds, but some large hail possible. And over the next 5 days, this rainfall accumulation graphic still showing moderate to heavy amounts of rain and locally higher amounts as well. What the radar may look like at 1 p.m., rainfall here associated with a trough over or just east of Appalachia too. We're in the warm sector of things, so there will be some elevated heat and humidity until a cold front slams into our hot and humid air mass sometime around Friday night. So multiple chances and likely chances of showers and storms. Fly Sierra forecast, it starts at home. Plenty of cities in here have some concerns with heat and storms in here too. Orlando near 91 today, 91 in Chicago. From Panhandle to Panhandle, chance of showers and storms, some isolated severe weather a possibility. To the east, 70s, 80s, some near 90s in lower elevations. From east to west, generally in the ranks of the 80s, be mindful of rain and storms. And to the south, we already had some flash flood warnings impact areas of western portions of the state. Chance of showers and storms today and tomorrow, 92, heat index near 100, likely on Friday, and some occasional passing showers and lower temps next week.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
The 2026 High School Baseball State Championship. 4 classes, 4 champions, 1 unforgettable day. From first pitch to final out, the 2026 West Virginia High School Baseball State Championship, presented by Toyota, Saturday, June 13th. Watch live on Metro News Television, Facebook, and YouTube. Available on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs.
On the next State of Minds.
There's this big power plant that looks like it's going right on top of Davis, and I think everyone was asking the same question, why? We have a rural character, outdoor character, wild character of our county, and we would be kind of putting in this utility size industrial landscape, and I think it would change the character of our county.
.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Open line West Virginia coming up momentarily. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nichols, and our producer today. We'll get to your text coming up here momentarily. I do have breaking news, though. This was just released, literally within about the past minute or so. The West Virginia Republican Party announcing, and I'm kind of paraphrasing from their press release here, the West Virginia Republican Party announcing a historic milestone. Boone County has officially flipped Republican in voter registration for the first time in recorded history. I'm going to, again, I don't really want to paraphrase. I don't want to read word for word the press release because I would rather, we'll work with maybe to try to get Josh Holstein, the chair of the Republican Party, on the show tomorrow. But basically, the press release says that for generations, Boone County stood as the Democrat stronghold rooted in the region's deep ties to organized labor and the coal industry, one of just a handful of West Virginia counties that voted for President Obama in 2008. And the statement goes on to say that legacy makes this moment not only significant, but truly goes on to explain how transformative the shift is. Today's news reflects a profound political realignment that has been building across southern West Virginia for more than 2 decades. And the chair of the state Republican Party, Josh Holstein, is a native of Boone County. He says during the release, this is a massive moment for my home, Boone County. He goes on to talk about serving there. In the past few election cycles, local Republican candidates have earned the trust of Boone County voters at the ballot box. Now that trust has been reflected in our voter registration as well. Representing more than numbers represents, according to Holstein, confidence in leadership and recognition of what Boone County voters had known for years. Democrats don't represent everyday West Virginians anymore. And again, that was a release that literally just came out over the last couple of minutes. And there are some statistics that are attached to this. And again, I don't have time to verify them right now. Democrat registration has fallen by 4,901 voters since 2016. Republican registration has increased by 2,932 voters since 2016. And so it's oddly enough, I already have the state Democrat Party chair, Mike Pushkin, scheduled to be on the show during the 2 o'clock hour tomorrow. Of course, Pushkin was, I don't know if you call it reelected, but he was chosen again by the state Democratic Party to head up the party for the next 4 years. Pushkin was actually in Rhode Island this week for some trainings and some things going on up there with the National Democratic Party. He's due back in state, though, and he is going to, I think he's going to join. He is actually going to join us on the show tomorrow. So it will be interesting to see what the state Democratic Party chair, Delegate Mike Pushkin, says about that. We'll also effort to get Josh Holstein on the program tomorrow as well. But again, Boone County has now officially flipped. And one statement that was in the statement that Josh Holstein and the Republican Party put out when he talked about Boone County being a strong, a Democratic stronghold for decades, he's absolutely right. And according to, and I don't have anything that's contrary to that. I mean, Holstein is basically saying that in first time in recorded history, Republicans outnumbered Democrats in Boone County. And this is Boone County, an area that went for Barack Obama in 2008. All right. And a lot of West Virginia areas, even the ones that had Democratic majorities, did not. That is significant for the state Republican Party. And it only leaves, 2-3 counties in the state that are still Democratic strongholds. All right, let's get to the text. Text says, I hope you guys charged Shelley Moore-Capito for that promo segment. Reference to the interview that I did earlier. There's a looming economic and energy collapse from a war the president started and can't finish, allowed allowed by a do-nothing Congress. You have the fourth-ranking senator on, and you're talking sports and July 4th celebration. Has to be marketing promo for Shelley. You figured it out, didn't you? Well, I said that tongue-in-cheek. 1-800-765-TALK. That's the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Producer Stephanie tells me that we do indeed have Josh Holstein scheduled for the show tomorrow. We'll work on the time later, but State Republican Party Chair Josh Holstein will be on the show with us tomorrow. Text, Riley Moore isn't going to get a Trump appointment. Trump and West Virginia need him to remain in Congress. That was talked about a lot on Talkline. There was some reporting out there that said Riley Moore, Congressman Moore, may be considered for a role within the Trump administration. And I think I don't see, and things change. I don't see it happening myself right now. Not any kind of shade on Riley Moore. The only beef I have with Riley Moore is that he is a Washington Commanders fan. That's the only beef really that I have with Riley Moore. Okay. But I think the president needs all the Republicans he can get right now. And so maybe not. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Text says Shelley probably invested in digital surveillance companies, just like she's invested in profit-driven private prisons. She's an advocate for the police surveillance state, also known as Big Brother government. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text us, when are we going to get serious about non-river and creek flooding? Every time we have a big rain, the water pours off the hillsides outside Charleston and onto the interstate. I'm not a meteorologist, says a texter, but interstates shouldn't flood. I saw some video, man, floating around about 8 o'clock or so this morning that was absolutely unreal. And again, to the texter's point, this was on the interstate. I mean, and I agree with what the texter said. To quote my relatives in southern West Virginia, that shouldn't ought to do that. 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says Trump picked a fight with Iran that he can't win. Text, nice piece on Doug Scaff this morning, Dave. Thanks. Well, Doug Scaff was a dear, dear friend to many people in West Virginia, all over the state of West Virginia, and he passed 1 year ago today. And I have to say that 38 years of radio, probably the most difficult show I did was the morning after we learned about Doug Scaff's passing. It was on the local show here in Charleston, and I just started. It wasn't difficult in getting people to come on to talk about Doug Scaff. It was difficult in working on the timing and getting everybody in here that wanted to come in. Everybody from Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler Goodwin to high-ranking Republicans, to State Party Chair Pushkin. I mean, there were just so many people that wanted to come on and talk about Doug Scaff. By the way, I'll give a little plug for one of the entities that Doug Scaff was a part owner in, HD Media. Doug Reynolds has a great piece in there if you get a chance to read it in the Gazette Mail this morning about his friend Doug Scaff. Text says Trump put out on social media a post that he had a secret military operation going that will put 100 million barrels of oil into the market. Sounds like something someone losing a war and facing economic and energy collapse would say. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Texas colon cancer is becoming more common in younger generations. Our federal delegation should push for legislation to make screening easily accessible so people don't have to stress and worry about getting screened. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day whose daughter is a physician outside West Virginia. And he was telling me that they had a conversation that in her time as a physician, she had never seen as many young people coming in with colorectal cancer. I mean, cancer can strike anyone of any age. Ask me how I know. But that they had not seen in her years of practice the amount of younger people. I mean, we're talking about people in their 20s getting colorectal cancer, males and females. And they don't even recommend, or at least that could change, that men even get screened until they're 45. But she's a physician out of state, and she said she'd never seen anything like it. All these people coming in with colorectal cancer in their 20s and 30s. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, I'm surprised Boone County wasn't Republican before now. I guess they needed MAGA Trump to hold their hand while they transitioned. It's sad that those people forgot what their ancestors fought for. They'll be crying when the Republicans exploit their labor and their land. Texas so excited for the WVU game Friday. Let's go Mountaineers. All right, tell you what we're going to do. We'll take a break. It's 2:43. Got plenty of text to get to. We'll try to get to as many as we can right after this.
The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program has been a huge success. High school juniors from all across the state have applied, and we're down to 15 finalists. Now, we need your help. Please go to wvmetronews.com and vote for your favorite finalist. By casting your vote, you can help determine who will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan. That includes room, board, tuition, and fees. Just log on to wvmetronews.com, click the Vote Now button, and cast your vote. You have until midnight, June 14th, to help us change the life of a West Virginia student and their family forever. Cast your vote today by clicking the Vote Now button at wvmetronews.com. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar is supported by Greer Industries, the West Virginia Hospital Association, ZMM Architects and Engineers, the West Virginia Farm Bureau, Friends of Coal, and of course, Metro News. Vote now at wvmetronews.com and help us change the life of a West Virginia student forever.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have 2 vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Welcome back to the show. 12 away from 3. It's Open Line West Virginia. Text says, Florida guy Dave, when does the unauthorized shopping and mostly peaceful protests begin after the conviction of Carmelo Anthony? Oh, wait, it's Texas, and they won't put up with liberal lawlessness, says a texter. Text says, see the civil engineers. I guess that's in response to the text about the flooding. Text says, when I get an increase in Social Security, the utilities take that and more. Let's go to the phones and talk to Jerry. You're on Open Line West Virginia. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, on the drainage issues, most all of these roads were designed and they have drainage going out of the low spots. But part of the problem is if you look around at the maintenance on the ditches and the drain areas, they cut brush, they cut trees that fell, and they throw them in the ditch line. Typically, everything, trash, tree limbs, logs, it all feeds downhill, and no one is maintaining those drains and checking them to keep them from being plugged. Then you get a flooded road. It's a lot due to lack of maintenance. Plain and simple.
All right, Jerry, we appreciate the phone call. Thanks a lot. It is 10 minutes away from 3. Text says, Dave, First Energy was involved in wrongdoing with the PSC in Ohio. I believe West Virginia PSC is doing the same with AEP Power. What backdoor deals are going on with power rates? Text says, Dave, West Virginia getting too expensive to live here and to raise a family. Utilities are some of the highest in the country, and we are losing local control to the state. Not good. Did you see dozy Donald Trump, says a texter, fall asleep at the basketball game? Sleepy Joe has competition. Text says, can we please get the weather people to stop referring to the weather as soupy, says the texter. Text says, please, President Trump, take Riley Moore and get him out of West Virginia. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, Dave, you ever notice that the only time we ever take flooding seriously is on days when it's actually flooding and not when it's nice? I mean, you can't argue with that. No one seems to care to that point. Text says, just saw where red states rank at the bottom in education and health care and the highest in crime rates, says the texter. Texas Dems are moving out of Boone. That's why they are Republican County. No, it's not just that. People are switching their parties from Democrat to Republican in Boone County and other areas. It's not, there's population loss, but there's people that are hardcore, have been hardcore Democrats forever that are switching parties. Texas Riley Moore better get appointed position because he's out next election, just like the governor. Find a job, says a texter. Texas Preston County passed an EMS bill that charges residents $90 a month. Not bad if EMS can get to your home. Who will I sue when I need EMS services? Can't get them, yet forced to pay for them. Best of luck, says the texter, to the Hurricane Redskins in the state tournament. Text, what's with this America's team, WVU? There's only one America's team, and that's the Dallas Cowboys, right, Dave? Well, I mean, they were the first to be America's team, but, I mean, you can spread it around. Then the Braves started calling themselves America's team, and then at one point, the tag team of Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA was known as America's team. So I'm not sure that's trademarked. Text, Dear Metro News. I'm sorry, that's from yesterday. From today, it says, everyone knows, says the texter, that asphalt is the reason we have drainage problems. Look at the storm drains are covered up with asphalt because they're built on cement pads. They're too lazy to fix because cement lasts too long, says the texter. Text says, I think TJ has a crush on Riley Moore. I don't think that's the case. They aren't switching to Republican, just Indy, says the texter. No, many are switching Republican. I understand that the independent party, of which I'm a member, or independent non-party, is the fastest growing movement in West Virginia. But no, the statistics are that in certain areas and over the last few years, a lot of people they're not all switching to independent. Many are switching to Democrat. Switch to Republican. Maybe it's time for me to take a break at that point. What do you say about that? It is 2:53, and we will wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
On the next State of Minds.
There's this big power plant that looks like it's going right on top of Davis, and I think everyone was asking the same question, why? We have a rural character, outdoor character, wild character of our county, and we would be kind of putting in this utilities size industrial landscape, and I think it would change the character of our county.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs in 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Yeah. Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes before the top of the hour. That clearing of the throat that you heard there was from one David Weekly.
What? I didn't do anything.
No, not at all.
I didn't do nothing. What are you talking
about? You come in here and you say, I must have missed all the rain today. Yeah.
I was
Do you
asleep.
get up?
The bigger question is, what time do I go to bed?
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up at, I get up at 4:30, and I was up at 5 this morning and was sitting on the couch and had the TV on, perusing my phone or whatever, and man, it just sounded like somebody had industrial fire hoses going against the side of my house. Really wasn't storming per se, as far as like there was a little thunder. I didn't see any lightning, but man, it was just pouring. And then the Charleston area got hit again about 8 o'clock this morning. So loud that in my windowless office up there upstairs, I could hear it.
I knew it was bad because Linda said, check the basement. And I was like, well, That doesn't sound good.
And then you said, we don't have a basement. She had you going for a minute.
She did.
And then you said, wait a minute.
Basement's fine.
We
Basement's
sold the
okay.
basement. We don't have the basement anymore. We sold it.
Close the door to the basement. I don't care. I don't look down there anymore.
Facebook yard sale. Just put it on there, yeah. Yeah, and if it looks like it's going to be dangerous, you just send her down there.
It's worked so far.
I mean, there you go. All right, we got this little hotline song and dance coming up on many of these same Metro News stations. What you got today?
Well, we're going to be following what's going on with the West Virginia High School tournament, which surprisingly has really not been that delayed by the weather. You know, knock on wood. And we're talking about the Brendan Sorsby thing.
Oh yeah,
we're getting into that.
So you know who you need to get to talk about that?
Who?
Brian Hughes.
Well, he's tainted because he's a former mascot at Texas Tech.
He is, but I'm sure he would. He's a journalist. I'm sure he would be objective about it.
Journalist on a boat.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a Boz Scaggs album, I think. All right, but seriously, if I were you, I'd get Hughes to come down and talk about it.
Maybe the weather too that I missed last night.
There you go. I'll see if he's awake upstairs. He's taken to this radio thing really, really good. He's sleeping in his office upstairs.
Nice.
All right, Hotline's coming up on many of these same Metro News stations. Ryan and Stephanie, thank you so much. I will be back again to do this little thing here tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.